It's on us, we'll know we are exhibiting the word of Yahweh. Baruch Hashem Yahweh. Helping the hurting brings about the restoration. Is that this message? Amen? Is that this message?
Yes.
Salvation, the poor, and the two-house connection. Abraham, you see salvation, the poor, and the two-house connection here? Hello? Zechariah said they didn't know because of what I preached. They knew because of what I demonstrated. Didn't Rav Shaul say the same thing? The Besorah was given to you not in word only, but in the demonstration of the power of the Ruach. That's not only talking about miracles of healing AIDS, healing kidney, healing liver disease, healing alcoholism. Yes, but the greatest miracle and the greatest demonstration is the love of Yahweh that passes understanding. Very few can demonstrate it on a prolonged basis. We can demonstrate it for a week. We can demonstrate it for 2 weeks. But every day in our lives where we constantly think of others better than we think of ourselves, very difficult. Very difficult for me, for you, for all of us. Amen? That's the challenge. But he that endures to the end shall be delivered. There it is, Zechariah. I'm going to read it again because some of you I don't think grasp the pearls here. I will feed the flock destined for slaughter. That's the broken condition of the two houses. And that's the poor, those who are slaughtered by society, given up on by society. I took those people, and then I took the two staffs, one called beauty, the other called unity. In other words, I didn't unite the two staffs, I did what? I ministered to the two sticks, right? Even though it was broken while I was bringing healing and help, but even though the sticks remained ununited, the poor who waited for Yahweh's love saw it, and they knew that my feeding the poor of the flock, destined for slaughter, was not the spoken word, but the true word of Yahweh. Come on now. Is it any clearer? I mean, can it be any clearer? We go quickly. Tehillim 41, verse 1. Oh, Baruch Hashem Yahweh. I said Baruch Hashem Yahweh. I said Baruch Hashem. Anyone enjoying this? You should have been here in the beginning. My. We have so much. Get the tape. I really encourage you. Get the tape. Not trying to make you feel bad, but just get the tape. Tehillim 41:1. Blessed is he who considers the poor. Yahweh will deliver him in time of trouble. How many need deliverance from Yahweh on a daily basis? Then I got to feed the poor. I got to consider the poor in all my goings, all my planning. Yahweh will preserve him. Yahweh will keep him alive. Yahweh, he will be blessed upon the earth. And you will not deliver him to the will of his enemies. Yahweh will strengthen him. Don't miss this. What I tell you in the beginning of this message, whenever you see the word poor, what do I want you to add?
Hurting.
The word what? Hurting. Not to add to the word of Yahweh, but to expand your thought process. To expand your mind, okay? When we consider the hurting and the poor, often one and the same, not only will we be delivered in time of trouble, not only will we be kept alive at times at points of death in our life. Look at verse 3. Here's what I need, and this is what you may need as well. Yahweh will strengthen us. Who's us? Those who consider the poor on our sick bed. Now that's a promise that I can hold on to. Even when I'm sick and hurting and in pain, if I consider those who are less fortunate than me, who have more hurt and pain than me, Yahweh will visit me in my sick bed. Come on, I mean, this is fabulous stuff. You will bring recovery. You, Yahweh, will bring recovery for his or her sickness on his bed. Healing comes to those who help the hurting.
Amen.
Yeshua said, when you've done it to the least of these my brothers, you've done it to me. And if you've done it to me, I will visit you in the day of your sickness. There's some divine connection between helping the hurting, regardless of their doctrine, and getting a touch from heaven. a touch, a deliverance, a manifestation, a refreshing, and yes, maybe even earning your salvation. I know that's not what I've been taught, and I'm not teaching that. But I'll tell you what, I've seen in the scriptures, Yahweh told the heathen, you don't know Yahweh, but if you show the love of Yahweh, and you feed the hurting and the poor and minister to the needy, you can break off your transgressions. What's another way to say break off your transgressions? Daniel 4:27. If I told you Yahweh, through the blood of Yeshua, has broken off your transgressions, He's broken off your sin. That's what it says. Was Daniel walking in the Spirit? Was Daniel moving in the Spirit?
Yes, of course.
Yahweh will strengthen him on his sickbed. Yahweh will bring recovery for his sickness on his bed. Healing for the hurt. Healing comes to those who help the hurt. Tehillim 82, Psalm 82. Elohim stands in the congregation of El. He judges among the Elohim. He says, how long will you judge unjustly and accept the person of the wicked? Psalm 82, verse 3. Yahweh says to us, defend the poor and the fatherless. Do mishpat to the afflicted and the needy. Verse 4. Deliver the poor and needy. Don't wait for the state. Don't wait for the government. You, Israel, deliver the poor and the needy. You, Israel, like Daniel, like Zechariah, rescue them out of the hand of the wicked. They know not, neither will they understand. They will walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are shaken. I have said, you are Elohim and children of the Most High. Everyone in this room missed that. Remember I told you about that connection between helping the hurting and getting saved through your actions, not just through your faith? Remember that? I mean, it is radical stuff. I understand that. But Yeshua said it, did he not?
Yes.
Didn't Yeshua say, when you don't do this to the least of my brothers,
yes,
you'll go into hell, eternal punishment? Did he say that?
Yes, he did.
Now watch. Tehillim 82:6. If we defend the poor, the fatherless, tov. If we help the needy, we rescue them out of the hand of tov. And if we do that tov, Yahweh said, not someone else, not Newsweek, not Time Magazine, Yahweh said, you are mighty ones, mighty in faith, mighty in mitzvot, Elohim, and you are all children. In context, what is Yahweh saying? We are children of Yahweh. Now, if you ask an average Sunday Christian, NTOC, New Testament only Christian, how do you become a child of Elohim? What will he tell you? You must be born again, right? True? True? True. But here it says something else. It says those who manifest Yahweh in their character by delivering, not just helping, but delivering the poor, are all children of the Most High. P.S. Here's a title greater than rabbi and kohen and priest. He'll call you a what? Elohim.
Hallelujah.
Not Yahweh Elohim. I can never become Yahweh Elohim, but I can become Elohim. In context, brothers and sisters. In context, how do we become Elohim, or mighty warriors for Yahweh? By not just meeting the needs of the hurting, but defending them. Baruch Hashem Yahweh. I said Baruch Hashem Yahweh. Tehillim, do you see that right there? Do you see that right there?
Yes.
Tehillim 112. Verse number 5. A tough man shows favor and lends. He will guide his affairs with discretion. Surely he will not be moved le'olam va'ed. Tzaddikim shall be in everlasting remembrance. He shall not be afraid of evil tidings. Psalm 112, verse 8. His lave, those who lend to the needy, those who assist the hurting, their land will be established. They will not be afraid. You have fear? You know that lending and ministering to the needy and the hurting in Israel, regardless of their doctrine, will remove your fears. It will not just deliver you from bondage, it is and help you with your health and visit you. Yahweh will visit you on your sickbed. According to this, Yahweh will remove your fears. The fear of man, the fear of people, places, and things, your hang-ups, your psychoses, your neuroses, and your phobias can all be set free when you put others before yourself. You see that? Am I boring you?
No.
Would you like to go back to a half-hour sermon in the Baptist church? If I'm not boring you, then show it. Look alive. Yahweh says you are chosen Elohim. And not only will I put you on your sin, Yahweh says in verse 7, you will not be afraid. And listen to this. I like this. You will see your desire on those who hate you.
Whoa. Say that again.
Feeding the poor has all these benefits. Wouldn't you like to see some of your enemies get what's coming to them? In a good way, right? Yahweh, oh man, deal with them.
Yes.
Yahweh, please, take care of them, right? Help the hurting. Look at verse 9. He, the righteous man, the one who will be delivered, the one who will see his desire upon his enemies. Verse 9, and the poor and the unfortunate have eternal life and an exalted honor or an eternal blessed memory of those kind deeds as if it were to Yeshua himself. Don't miss this now. I'm going to show you where Matthew 25 comes from. You want to see where Matthew 25 comes from?
Yes.
Here it is. Psalm, Tehillim, what? Where we are now? 1:12. Those who help the hurting have tzedakah leolam va'ed, eternal righteousness. What's another way to say eternal righteousness? Darrell, what's another way to say eternal righteousness? Salvation. Watch this. But the wicked, in context, those who do not disperse to the poor, those who do not give to the hurting, in context, verse 10, the wicked shall see it and be grieved. Moreover, in this life and in life to come, he will gnash Did Yeshua ever say those who are lost in outer darkness will have weeping and gnashing of teeth? Did Yeshua ever say that?
Yes. Yes, he did.
Now you know what he's talking about. Not just those who reject his messiahship, but it says here, those who do not disperse to the poor, those who do not give and minister and be proactive to the hurting. The wicked will see the righteous, but they will not enter with the righteous, for the wicked will gnash with his teeth and melt away. How do those who do not care about the hurting in Israel, how do they melt? Pardon me, how do they melt away? It's only one way that I know of to melt, and it's not in a snowstorm.
Lake of fire.
It's the lake of fire. And the desire of the wicked shall perish. There's that connection again between the poor and salvation. Do you see this?
Yes.
Everywhere I look, I see this connection between helping and ministering to the hurting and receiving the gift of eternal life and salvation. I can't escape it. Matthew 25, Daniel 4, Psalm 112. Do I understand it? No. I've always been told that if you love Yeshua in your heart and you believe Yahweh has raised him from the dead, you shall be saved. And that's what I believe. But this is a new dimension. Is it possible there are some who don't have doctrinal understanding, but they have the heartbeat of Yahweh when it comes to the hurting, that they too will enter the kingdom? And that those who have all the right doctrine, but don't have the heartbeat of Yahweh and the love of Yahweh that surpasses understanding, who do the right things for the wrong reasons, will go with the company where there's weeping and gnashing of teeth? That's possible. Man. You see what I'm saying? This is what Yahweh has been doing in our life.
Hallelujah.
In all of our lives here. Mishlei 14:21. Baruch Hashem Yahweh. I'm just going to go quickly because there's so much. We don't want to enter into worship. You know these scriptures. He that despises his neighbor sins, but he that has rachamim on the poor is blessed. Mishlei 14:21. Proverbs. Mishlei 14:31. Abraham, por favor. He that oppresses the poor reproaches or insults his maker. He that honors Yahweh has rachamim on the poor. Proverbs 17:5. Listen. Whoever mocks the poor reproaches his maker. And he that has gilah, laughter at calamities, shall not be unpunished. Proverbs 19:17. He that has pity upon the poor, don't miss this. Here's Matthew 25. He that has pity upon the hurting and the poor lends to Yahweh. You see that?
Yes.
He that has pity on the hurting and the poor lends to Yahweh. That which he has given to the poor or the hurting will be repaid. How? Yahweh may visit your sick bed. Yahweh may deliver you of fear. Yahweh may deliver you from torment.
Amen.
Yahweh will turn your darkness into the noonday, Isaiah 58. If you choose the fast, not your own fast, but the fast that pleases Him. Thank you. Baruch Hashem Yahweh. Proverbs 21:13. Whoever shuts his ears to the call of the hurting, the poor, shall also call himself, but shall not be heard. I'll say that again quickly for the sake of time. If we have the right doctrine, but we don't have a